Okay, good evening everyone. How are you all? Fine, sir. Okay. So, welcome to regular batch on indirect taxes for May 25, November 25 exams. Also, if you are appearing for CMA final, so that is June 25 and December 25 exams. So, you are all appearing for May 25 or November 25 only, right? Not May 26. Definitely not. Okay, good. So, because if you are appearing for May 26, thereafter, definitely these lectures will not be useful for you, because thanks to Nirmala Sitharaman, because of lot of changes that happens to this subject, and due to that reason, and actually DT was not that much changing, okay, till last year, but from this attempt onwards that also has changed, okay. So nice. And 2026 definitely you are going to learn something new DT. So already preparation has started for the new direct tax code. So therefore assuming that you are all appearing for May 25, November 25, hook or crook, somehow you should clear, okay, you don't have any other go. And even GST, I never saw this many amendments compared to last time, because November 23 to May 24 exam there was amendments, few only, like what I can say 20, 22 amendments like that. But now for May 25 exam I was preparing the amendments material, 100 pages came here. Amendments material itself is 100 pages and close to 50 amendments are there. I don't know what is happening, and they are already bringing something and changing existing things. So good, actually from my career point of view it is good. You understood now what I am telling. So career point of view, teaching career is secure till the time Nirmala Sitharaman is there. So students will keep on coming to my classes, no problem for that, because those who already attended also, they were messaging me, sir, we heard that this time lot of amendments are there, what should we do now? So nothing, simple. So focus on either amendments classes and buy the updated books, or you have to again attend some kind of revision classes at least, okay, that's what I suggested. So same thing for you also. And if you are appearing for November 25 exams, okay, see May 25 to secured, whatever amendments till October end, that will be covered in this batch. And therefore you all might be knowing this, but it is my duty to explain you, so that's why I am telling you this information. If you are appearing for say May 25 exams, May 25 exams, all the amendments up to 31st October 2024 will be applicable for your attempt, okay, that is for May 25 exams. So then suppose if you are appearing for November 25, so this is like say CA final, November 25, all amendments up to 30th April 2025 will be applicable for your exam. Now this particular batch, we are in right now which month? October month. So October month, okay, I am going to cover all the amendments that is applicable. Even we are somewhere on 17th of October, and therefore still some more amendments might come, because 3 days before also an amendment came related to property. So property which was covered previously, residential property was only covered under RCM, and now commercial property also coming under RCM. Then metal scrap, like that one product, sale of metal scrap is now covered under RCM, and even TD is also applicable on sale of metal scrap by registered person to unregistered person. These amendments came at exactly 3-4 days before only. So this will come, may come, okay, but majorly already incorporated, okay. So this period, that is from 31st October, that is 1st November to 30th April, whatever changes that are going to come, usually these changes will not be that much, okay. So that will be incorporated for November 25 exams. If you are appearing for November 25 exam, don't worry, we will take care of that also. That is in the drive, whatever is being provided to you, in that drive itself, we will upload the amendments for November 25 exam if you are appearing for November 25. Before that, I just wanted to know how many of you are appearing for November 25 exams. Super. So you are all appearing for November 25, fine. But the same portion, November 25 will not have a different portion, same portion plus incremental updates. The incremental updates will be there, but that will not be drastic, because the drastic updates, you know when it will happen? During the Finance Act. The drastic substratum law will change only during the budget, okay, Finance Act. Whereas thereafter, GST Council will be meeting now and then. So you might be knowing about GST Council, etc. and all. So that is the next question I wanted to ask you. How many of you have studied GST in CA Intermediate? Everyone? Huh? Okay, I will ask this question then. How many of you not studied GST in CA Intermediate? No one. Very good. So if anyone is watching online also, so requesting you that if you have not studied CA Intermediate GST, so I will be taking classes from scratch only, don't worry. Even if you have attended also, by this time you would have forgot, unless you are into the articleship related to GST. I do know that, but too much of basics will be there. Na? Sir, what is indirect tax and all? No, that I cannot hear, because we are in CA final level. I cannot go that much backwards, but little bit I will definitely explain. If you want more details, etc. and all, you just message me so that I will tell you which video you need to watch. Okay, like if you are not able to understand, mostly the advantage of this regular batch is that only. So we are offering 3 batches to our students. Regular batch, exam oriented batch and fast track batch. So why this regular batch? Actually my favorite is regular batch only. Not because it is more priced and all, not that way, but I have to put more effort also that way. But why regular batch? Because there is nothing I have like a limitation on me. I can completely give you the enough knowledge. Whatever I have learnt, everything I can share with you in the regular batch. And at the same time, it will be of course useful for exam oriented also, like exam point of view also. Plus we will be learning more of Bare Act, why the law has come and how it should have been, how it will be applied in these places. So like that we will have a deliberate discussion, each and every chapter including the intermediate chapters. Like there was intermediate chapters like supply, time of supply, and then value of supply, not valuation rules, only the valuations under GST. Then basics of this input tax credit. This again we will be learning from the beginning, from zero. You understood? So there won't be like, okay fine, already you know, so I will be directly taking from this. No, we will again learn the intermediate portion as well. Reason being, there are a number of amendments from the time you studied inter till CA final level. You might be recollecting something. So when I am discussing, as and when I am discussing, you will definitely recollect certain things. So which you have learnt at CA intermediate level, but again we are going to learn that. But at exam oriented batch, I am not going to do this much in depth with respect to intermediate portion. So intermediate portion I will quickly complete. That's where approximately some 40 to 50 hours I will be saving in exam oriented batch. But in your batch, I will be discussing everything, plus at the same time problem solving also will be more for you. But for exam oriented batch, comparatively the problem solving will be relatively less. Okay. But otherwise these 2 batches is more or less the same. But fast track batch is not at all for first time learners. So that will be for those who already completed some coaching, attended some previous attempts. For them only I will be recommending that. Okay. So first of all, a sincere thanks to all of you for choosing this regular batch. Okay. And this area, that is amendments between this period, that is 1/11/2024 to 30 April 2025, I will make it available to you. By the time our batch is getting completed, few amendments which are coming, I will incorporate in the batch. Thereafter, because I am scheduling to complete this batch by December mid. That was the target which even we have announced before also. Mostly by December mid it will be completed. 100% it will be face to face classes. and those who are attending online live, 100% it is online live. We are not giving any classes etc. for you because you have enough time, May only exams. So therefore you attend all the classes regularly to the extent possible, and this by May end, this by May end, that is May 2025, okay, May 2025 end, May 25 end, because up to April whatever changes are there na, that I will record and I will upload it in your drive. So you are referring to drive and all to us, so what you are going to give us the recorded classes as well? Yes, we are going to give you the backup of whatever classes, this batch, not earlier batch classes backup, this classes whatever as we progress, this you will be given as a backup, every lecture will be given to you as a backup. So then sir, so we can share with others also, they will also be able to watch. No, not possible. So because only 40% of those classes you can watch. What does it mean? So how many hours regular batch you are aware? 180 to 200 hours, okay. So I will never commit high hours and take less hours. I commit lesser hours and I take high hours, okay. So definitely that is to be there, and 180 plus hours only. In that 40% of 180 hours will be given to you as access, which means like approximately what, some 80 hours. Some 80 hours of classes you can watch, but entire 200 hours of content will be given to you. Entire 200 hours of content will be given to you, but in that you will be able to watch some 80 hours, which means you can definitely miss few classes. You understood? So that is also taken care, don't worry about that. So if you miss any classes also, the backup is already there and you can make use of it. And for face-to-face and online live students, suppose if you have exhausted that also, in extreme cases my team will definitely support you and give you the extension also for viewing additional lectures as well, okay. But don't take it for granted, don't take it for granted. Reason being, you know, you feel like you are all doing articleship now, right now you are in articleship. Yes, mainly for that reason only we have taken classes in the evenings. And when you are in articleship, what will happen? Maybe the work will go up to 5:45, 6 o'clock like that, and you feel like, okay, fine, today we will miss the class. Anyhow, he is going to take some registration or some other dry topic only that we can study on our own. Like that, the thought will come. And when the thought comes, no, what you need to do is that, no, definitely I should go and attend, because if I miss that class, that will have an impact on the other lectures. Yes, you are having the backup, but when you have the backup, definitely you are not going to watch that backup classes. If that be the case, why you joined for face to face, or why are you joining for online live? So I presume that at intermediate level also you would have purchased some Google Drive classes, and at final level also you have purchased some Google Drive classes. Are you wholeheartedly completing the portion on time? No. So you might, if you are attending IDT, you would have definitely purchased FR, AFM classes, correct? Of course, every student will buy that first and then only they come for DT, IDT. Have you completed FR and AFM Google Drive classes? How many of you really completed? Maybe some 6 months before or 1 year before, like that you would have got that, but you would not have completed because you don't have a time discipline. If you have a time discipline, Google Drive classes is the best, I do agree, but when you don't have a time discipline, it will not be. So that is the reason why I recommend students, if possible, try to attend face to face, otherwise at least online live. And of course Google Drive is a third option only, but when you don't have the time discipline, only this recommendation I am giving. If you have the time discipline, definitely Google Drive is the best. Like if you are scheduling like this time to this time I will sit and I will watch, so then nothing like that, okay. So yeah, as you are not going to do that, that's why please attend the classes regularly. So okay, so our team have taken the photograph of this class today, okay. So I will share this image somewhere after 1 month, so then you will know the reality. You understood? Today everyone will nod your heads, yes sir, we will come regularly sir, like that. But situation will not be like this, because this is what, so somewhere 15 years I have been taking classes and I have seen many students, and many students have become teachers also, but still I am taking class and I am looking at you, wherein I can sense easily today you will have that enthusiasm, vigor, everything. As we move after some 10 class or 20 classes and all, slowly what is that learning curve should actually improve, but it will go in a reverse manner for you. So wherein fine, okay, today we will miss, it's okay, fine, we have backup. That attitude you should not be having. The backup is for what purpose, as we are coming through a phase which is a rainy season, okay, which is a rainy season. Exactly yesterday it is actually a miss, okay, very good miss it is. So otherwise so today the batch would have been cancelled, okay, really today the class would have been cancelled. So thanks to Chennai rains, so it went to Bangalore and it went to Andhra Pradesh, it got split, okay, like how when a hero standing, so clouds will move like this, it went on two different directions. So luckily we escaped, and we don't know how it is going to be November month and all. So at that time I will definitely take class, okay, I will take class. But what will happen is that you may not be able to attend online live, or you may not be able to come. So in that case, or if your health is not well also, you will not be able to sit properly. That's why we have given backup. And moreover, sometimes certain chapters and all will be so difficult for you to understand in the first learning itself, like input tax credit, like that one chapter is there, which is actually very, very important chapter, at the same time very difficult chapter. Like your what PGBP in DT, like that, very big, it is so big, lot of things are there, and if we miss few things also, completely our brain will be off. Like that one important chapter is there called as input tax credit. Another chapter is there called as refunds, so which, and even offences and penalties in GST, first time when you are learning it appears that we understood, but again we need to watch that again or do the revision couple of times, then only that gets connected to us and we can preserve it in our brain, you understood. So for that reason only we are giving the backup, that is the objective purely, so don't take it for granted. That's my humble request to all of you, okay. Sir, if you are appearing for CMA final, then what? Is this lectures useful for CMA final as well? Yes, very much useful for CMA final as well, because there is no difference between CA final and CMA final syllabus. There are few chapters which are not applicable for CMA final, and only 2 chapters extra are there for CMA final. So the same lectures are even useful for CMA final as well. Suppose, because many students, they are appearing for both CA final and CMA final, so that's why I am telling you this information, because parallelly nowadays everyone is doing dual degree, as a portion is more or less the same, for that reason, and same portion only, these lectures are equally useful for them as well. But I will be taking classes of CA final, wherever required, there I will be telling you this portion is not applicable for CMA final, and separately at the end of the batch I will take the classes for them separately for CMA final. So therefore, if you are only CA final, you don't have to attend the classes. So prior information and all will be given to you. The flow will not get affected to anyone, okay. And compared to CMA final, CA final difficulty is high. So that's the reason why we are actually taking classes from CA final point of view. That is a primary. So incidental, it will also be useful for CMA final. You understood what I am telling? So don't think that I am taking class only for CMA final so that it will not be relevant. No, not like that. When you learn for CA final, automatically CMA final also will be covered compared to the standard I am telling you, okay. Then sir, how many books will be provided to us? We will be providing you for CA final students, those who enroll for this regular batch. So total 6 books will be provided to you. No, don't look at me like that. So you will be provided with 3 volumes of resource book, and these 3 volumes of resource book, first 2 volumes will be GST and the last volume will be customs and FTP. You are having in indirect tax laws paper 5, total 3 areas you have: GST, customs and foreign trade policy. But the GST component is 80 marks and the customs and FTP is just 20 marks. Okay, so that volume 3 book will be a thin book only that covers only customs and FTP. Book wise it is 3 books, but not all 3 books will be having the same size and all, don't worry. Okay, so because after seeing your volume 1 book you will think like, are yaar 3 books, if it is like this, how we are going to study? Don't worry, every page of your volume 1, volume 2, volume 3 we are going to see in the class itself. Okay, so don't worry about that, because it has lot of assignments like questions with lot of spaces where you will be writing in the class, and lot of questions I have given. So due to that reason only it will be like this, but every page we are going to cover in the class. There are a lot of bare act also I have given, because I cannot expect you to bring one bare act book separately for this. That's why bare act also I have given in the book itself. That's why the book will be big. Okay, and you don't have to refer anything else apart from these 3. So you don't have to refer to study materials. So that study material whatever you are having, just keep it, so that after completion of CA, when you post LinkedIn or Instagram, that you keep all the books and stand next to the book and you take a selfie and post. For that it will be useful. You understood? So you keep those books, whatever study material that you are having when it comes to indirect taxes, but our book covers everything. Okay, these 3 books covers everything. Then you will be provided with That's It book. So That's It book, which is a summary book. So all 3 volumes information will be in one small compact book. Okay, so That's It book will be provided to you, so that you will be doing revision from this only. Okay, so this is for classroom learning. This is for classroom learning, whereas this is for your revision. Whenever you wanted to revise, like once a chapter is completed, again psychologically I cannot touch that big book, my hand will not go there, but That's It book, it's like a summary book, you can quickly see that. And for this we will be providing you the revision videos also, but that will be separate. I will record it and I will give it to you, so that as and when each and every chapter gets completed, so you can keep this That's It book and see the revision video, and you can parallelly prepare. Okay, so that say if a lecture is going for some 6 classes or 8 classes or 3 classes, so that maximum somewhere in 1 hour or 1.5 hour the revision will be completed, so that you can revise it as many times as you can. Done? Because based on this revision we will also do the test series as well, that I will come to that next. So I am just giving you what are the deliverables from my side. Okay, then you will also be provided with one solved workbook. So this solved workbook will contain innumerous problems and solutions from all the past exams, plus RTP questions, plus MTP questions, also questions from CMA, CS, like that. Like around 900 questions are there, 900 problems and solutions are there in that, as updated as per the latest amendments. Okay, so that will also be provided to you, mainly for practice. Okay, mainly for practice. Now what happens, there are 2 set of students. Some students will learn from the provisions itself, and some students will learn only by application of provisions. So not everyone is blessed. Okay, so because when I studied DT, when I studied DT, so it was like at that time BB sir was not there. Okay, so compact book was not there, and of course today there are many DT faculties who have come and they are all taking the same style of BB sir, but BB sir is only the pioneer in that. I should definitely admit that. So because he only created the compact book, and almost now every student who prepare for DT, so he will be purchasing BB sir's lecture only, and that compact book. I went to an exam hall, wherein in that exam hall every student is having compact book only DT. Undisputed king he is actually, and at the time it was not there, it was Vinod Singhania, like that one book was there. And in that book, it was so voluminous, I did not understand what is there in that, etc. and all. And what saved me at that time was application of provisions, like question answer. Then only understood, okay, this is how the provision needs to be understood. You got it? So for that reason only, I have mainly created this solved workbook that contains lots of problems and solutions. If you have not understood the provision also, no issue, but when you see the question, in that question when it is applied, you will know. Okay, so prima facie when I am discussing, okay only, but only when you see how it is applied, you will understand, okay, this is how the provision needs to be understood and interpreted. Okay, for that reason only I have given, not necessary that you need to solve all the questions. In this solve workbook, I have earmarked mighty 200 question and answers. Even though I have given 900 questions, but I have given 200 important questions in that, chapter wise, like an index it will be. So at least the 200 questions, if you practice, that is sufficient. In the 200 questions also, approximately some 50 to 60 questions we will solve in the class itself. Remaining some 140 or 150 questions only you are going to practice. Is it clear? But I gave full book, maybe one chapter if you have not understood, that you can go in detail. But for that chapter alone I cannot give you now. I gave you everything. I gave you full meals. How much ever you can eat, you eat. Remaining, okay, you leave it, fine. But I don't know what is your preference, etc. and all. That's why I am giving you this, okay. And mainly what you need to do for your preparation is these two books you need to keep with you always. These two books. That's it book, which is for revision, quick revision of all the concepts. Whereas solved workbook is for practice. So you know what is a provision? You learned that in the class itself. Now you are fine tuning that and you are applying it into the problems and solutions. Enough. Definitely you will be able to cope up with the exams. Okay. So these two books you need to mainly study. But this resource book, as I already told you, it is mainly for classroom learning. Okay. Next, you will also be provided with one more book, that is Inquest, which is a MCQ book, that is again for practice purpose only. Okay. And what you can do, like after completion of one chapter, if you want to practice some questions, you can take the MCQs and you can start practicing the MCQs, and there are two types of MCQs that you will be tested in exam. One is case scenario MCQs. Case scenario MCQs means you might be having an idea about that. So there will be one paragraph, one paragraph will be there. In that paragraph, what they will do, so lot of information will be given, like inward supply details, outward supply details, lot of things will be there. And based on that paragraph, they will coin some 4 or 5 MCQs. If you are required to solve these 4 or 5 MCQs, you need to read the paragraph. Without reading paragraph, you will not be able to do that. The same style is there in almost every subject now. FR, AFM, audit, even IDT, IBS, DT, everywhere it is there. IBS mainly. IBS is purely like this only. Even descriptive questions are based on case studies only. You understood? So therefore, this case scenario MCQs, around some 42 case scenarios I have given in the book. It is there in Quest book. And chapter wise MCQs also I have provided. Now that is mainly for your practice. Okay. And in the class, whenever the time permits, few case scenario questions also we will be discussing. If not, after completion of the batch, you will be preparing at that time you can make use of this. Okay. So these are the 6 books that will be provided to you. Okay. And this will be comprehensive and this will be sufficient for you. Beyond this, you don't need anything else. Okay. And beyond this, sir, should we refer any other book? No, not required, not advisable. You will not have time also. Okay. And whenever you are having the doubts, so as you are attending the face-to-face classes or online live classes, you can get it clarified from me as and when the class is going on. But my humble request to you is that don't interrupt me during the class, because that is going to affect the flow, but I will complete the concept and then I'll ask you whether you have any doubts related to this. At that time you ask me the doubts. Is it clear? Because what will happen, one to the other there will be a connection. So before completing that, if you ask me, no, so anyhow that I am going to discuss in the next part. You understood now what I am telling? So due to that reason, let me complete that concept, not chapter, that particular concept. Thereafter, whatever doubts that you have, you can definitely ask me. And after lectures getting over, you are there in a Telegram group. In the Telegram group, you can post all your queries. As and when you get the queries, maybe class got over, you wanted to leave early, and you can leave. Next day, you will recollect something what I have said in the previous class. Immediately you can type and post, or you can send me a voice message in the Telegram group. So I will clarify your queries in that itself, and that group will be there forever. It's not like after this batch that group will be deleted and nothing of that sort. Till the time you go for exams, so it will be there active. Whatever doubts you have, you can post it in that. I will reply to your queries. And furthermore, so online live students also, during the class you can post your query and I will look into that query and I will reply to your queries also. And Google Drive students, no other go, only Telegram is the option for you. Next, test series. Okay, first I gave you what are the books that I will be providing to you. In addition to this, I told you about doubt clarification. So doubt clarification is through Telegram, etc. Okay, and then you will be having test series, and this test series we have 7 chapter wise test series and 2 mock tests. This 7 chapter wise test series will be for 50 marks and 2 mock tests will be for 100 marks. And this test series mostly we will be planning from November mid onwards, November mid or November end, like that, because the portion should get completed and then I will start with the test series, but during the batch itself it will be there, and few tests will be scheduled after the batch, but these test series will be weekly. So weekly we will be posting this test series. First, as I told you, I will give you the revision videos. After revision videos, okay, so first you will get the revision videos for each and every chapter. And in this 7 chapter wise test, what I did, the entire portion I divided into 7 blocks, okay, and revision videos will be given, plus a question paper will be uploaded weekly, and followed by this question paper there will be a suggested answer, and then you will also be provided with the explanation video that is of that particular question. Already we have done that for the last batch, okay. So I am not boasting, really I am telling you, we have done that for last batch. I will just show you how we have done that. So you can see here, total, we made it like 5 batches. 2,800 students have enrolled for this test series, and to everyone we have given the Google Drive access. In that Google Drive, if you see, you will also be added like this in that week 1. So week 1, first explanation video. So what is the portion? That portion also more or less the portion will be like this, the dates alone will change. So the entire portion is divided into 7 tests, okay, 7 tests, and each and every test, for example, first week will be introduction to GST, supply under GST, charge under CGST, charge under SGST, like that is there na. So this week 1, that week 1 ka explanation video, okay, and thereafter first revision videos, question paper, and question paper will be for 50 marks. not necessary that same questions will be there for you also because of the amendments and all. So every time we are making a new set of question paper only. So the question paper will be for 50 marks, will be like your ICI exam pattern, wherein there will be 2 mark MCQs and the questions will be there, just like how ICI will have first question a 14 marks question, the same way 14 marks question, thereafter 5 marks questions and 4 mark questions, same template, okay. And after completion of this, I will be giving you an explanation video and suggested answer. This explanation video, I will explain like each and every step if you have written, how many marks you will be getting, okay. So stepwise you will be given the marking. So marking system also I will explain to you in the explanation video. So you write the test na, you have to evaluate yourself. Please don't expect me to evaluate. I don't have time here. After doing all these things, if you make me like a normal teacher to sit and correct your answer sheets, practically I may say, think of 2,800 students. If I sit and evaluate for them na, so my wife will give divorce to me, and definitely very difficult here at this time having 2 kids. If she leaves me and go, who will take care of the kids? You understood what I am telling? Very difficult. And I cannot trust and give this work to some other person also, because if I give this work to some other person, what if they are not evaluating? ICI itself could not evaluate the answer sheets properly. You understood? ICI itself, that many crores of money they have, that much big setup they have, they themselves are not giving the marking properly. You are aware na? You might be aware. Intermediate you crossed and came na. How many attempts it would have happened in intermediate, who knows? And therefore many students, this problem to will haunt you. This will haunt you even in final also. There are n number of errors. One student did a mistake of rounding off, 2740.8 means it should be rounded off to 2741. 2741 is the rounded off, because in GST we should round off to nearest 1 rupee. But because of the DT paper impact, what he did was that DT we need to round off to nearest 10 rupees. Correct or not? So what he did, he just mentioned 2740, rounded off to nearest 10 rupees. So 2740. For that 1 rupee, 5 marks question they gave only 2 marks. 3 marks got deducted. Whom should we go and ask? You understood? And like that they are doing here, psychos. These valuers and all, maybe somewhere in their childhood, someone would have molested them, or someone would have tortured them. They have grown like that. Many psycho movies we see in English movies and all, like that psychos here, serial killers here they are, you understood? And we should be careful, okay? So we should not make any kind of mistake, etc. So I cannot do the evaluation of your answer sheets, not possible for me. So I will give you the step marks, like if you have written this, how many marks you need to put, like that. You evaluate your answer sheets based on that. Is it clear? Yes. So the test series is also covered. So as a part of this batch itself, and you don't have to buy any test series separately for indirect access, because in market they are selling for 1000 rupees, 1500, 2000, like that. You don't have to waste your money. We are doing it for free to everyone. For our students also we are doing, for outsiders also we are doing it. So due to that reason, you don't have to spend or waste money in this, okay. So whatever money that you are giving, for every rupee I am answerable. You understood? Clear? Then next thing, sir, this classes, whatever, how the classes will be, in the sense like what will be the flow in which the classes are taken. I told you that you are provided with, you will be provided with 3 volumes of resource book. Right now the book work is going on, okay. That's why whatever book that we have already given to you for face-to-face students, online live students, and even Google Drive students, was the old book, that is for November 24 and May 25. You might be seeing that, you check. November 24 and May 25, that is the book we have provided to you. But actually this book is not your book. You will be provided with again 3 volumes of resource book. This old book, either you keep it or you can throw it, it's up to you, okay. Clear, this is not your book, but some book we need to have while preparing. So first class itself, if book is not given, means what kind of a faculty he is, like that people will think. So that's why I have given. What should I do? So it is not my mistake, Nirmala Sitharaman's mistake. You understood or not? So that many amendments came here, I have to incorporate. Right now we are in only October, so I have to get it done na? So book printing work is going on. So as soon as that is done, all these books will be provided to you. But the inquest book which already we have given to you, no change in that, that you keep, because it is just the MCQs. The updated answers and all I will be providing to you, don't worry. So the same book you can keep. Volume 1 book alone, you can make use of it till the time you are getting the other books, but this is not updated. But whatever I am taking class now is from the updated PDF, okay. So anything if you want, you incorporate in that, and again when the new book comes, you update in that book, okay. And this book also you can keep, you don't have to return it, you keep it. So in that number of books list, so this book also gets added, so that the height will increase, okay. And this post is common, whether they post about they completed CA or not is different. So this post will be common, okay, and therefore you can make use of it. And for that also lot of likes, comments and all will come from the people who are non-CAs, like non-CA pursuing students will be there, your school friends or college friends, etc. and all, they will post, or this many books he is reading, still he did not have hair loss problem, great he is, like that, let's make others jealous about us. And of course I could not do, completely went off. And what to do here, every 6 months I have to sit and prepare like you. For you it is okay till the time you complete CA only. For me it is like every time I have to do this job, okay. That's why I could not protect it, it went off. And now after marriage, vehicle went for garage, so no use, and fine, it's okay. Then this is the flow in which first we will be discussing the next few classes. So here you have introduction to GST, which is actually not in your syllabus, because it is an intermediate portion, and they gave it in supply under GST, that was your first chapter. So but in that they have given few information, but I just divided it. So I am not taking the classes in the way in which your CA study material is like that. No, I am following a different order in order to understand the concepts properly. I have just logically made the chapters, okay. So that we will be doing this introduction to GST, then supply, like that I have given. I gave the chapter reference also, I say chapter reference also, this is my segment division, and I say chapter reference I have given, and module CMA will follow modules like that, that reference also I have given. But these 10 chapters are the next few classes that we are going to cover. But this itself will take easily 40 to 50% of our time. This itself will take, volume 1 itself will take, and the weightage for this is close to 60 marks. This is the weightage for this, okay. Minimum 50, maximum 60, that is your volume 1 weightage. And that's why 50% of our time, close to 90 to 100 hours we will be spending in this volume 1 only, in these 10 chapters only. And thereafter we will be looking into volume 2. So that volume 2 will be like having some chapters like this, and these chapters are mostly departmental procedures. Departmental procedures means returns and what are the invoices. It's not about law, it is more of procedural aspects, okay. So tax invoices, debit notes, and what are the returns to be filed, how the payment of taxes should be made. Then suppose if they do assessment, and when they pass the assessment orders, how we need to go for appeal, and what are the offence and penalties. Suppose if you are not paying tax, how they will initiate recovery, how to get the refund of tax which we have already paid. All department procedures and all will be coming in volume 2. And this volume 2 weightage will be like somewhere 20 to 30 marks, okay, 20 to 30 marks. If the paper is difficult means, so this weightage will go to 30 and volume 1 weightage will come to 50. You understood what I am telling? If the paper they want to make it easy, So volume 1 weightage they will take it to 60 marks, and volume 2 weightage they will reduce it to 20 marks, because from volume 2 if they are asking questions na, the paper is going to be difficult. Reason being, departmental procedures we may not be that much comfortable, but if it is computation, like they give one question, we need to just do the computation, numbers means we like it, but writing theory we will not like it, correct? So for that reason only I am telling you the difficulty will be like this. If they want to make the paper difficult, they will test more questions from these areas only, but otherwise definitely you cannot skip this and all. 20 marks to guarantee from this minimum, but that maximum, that extra 10 marks depends upon the difficulty of the paper. Okay. Next, volume 3, what you have is customs and FTP. Customs and FTP is very small only, you do not have that many things, hardly you see 186 pages only. Volume 1 is 500 pages, but volume 3 is just 186 pages only, and 20 marks, compact it will be, this will be sufficient. Okay. And this is how we are going to discuss. So customs and FTP will be placed at the end, and hardly like 30 hours we will be spending on customs and FTP, not more than that, not more than that. So I am just giving you the hours also. So if you are planning something also, you can plan accordingly for your batches. So that's why I am telling you, like last 30 hours will be customs and FTP, and this volume 1 will be approximately 100 hours, and remaining time will be for volume 2. Okay, out of our 200 hours, that's how the division will be. Got it? Then next, sir, we are moving on to the first chapter, that is Introduction to GST. In this Introduction to GST, there are certain things which is actually required to be known before moving on to the subject, that is like what is GST, when GST is formed, by subsuming what taxes the GST has come into India, all these things, and this is purely intermediate portion. So today we will spend time on recollecting these things. Okay. Now, so let's make it like a Q&A type of discussion. You tell me, what is the full form of GST? Wow, very good. Goods and services tax. And is goods and services tax something new, or is it already, it was existing before also? It was existing before also. People will tell us that it is new like that, but it is not new. We all know that fact, that there were old indirect taxes. Subsuming those old indirect taxes, they have created GST. GST not altogether a different law. Already it was there, various indirect taxes, everything they have put in one mixie and they made it like a cocktail, and that is what GST is actually, correct. Now what are those indirect taxes which got subsumed into GST? Some indirect taxes you might be knowing. What indirect taxes? You tell me, I will segregate. You tell me the list. Excise duty, like that one was there. What was excise duty? So when it was levied on manufacture, excise duty was levied. Who levied excise duty? Central government levied excise duty. Like that, service tax was levied by the central government on supply of services. And then customs duty was levied by central government on import or export. Then central sales tax was also levied by central government on interstate sale. What is interstate sale? One state to another state. So what are the 4 indirect taxes levied by central government in the past? You can see that in the 3rd page. What are the various indirect taxes levied by central government in the past? Excise duty, customs duty, service tax and sales tax. Sales tax also, which sales tax? Central sales tax. Excise duty when on manufacture, and customs duty when on import or export of goods. Service tax when on supply of services, and central sales tax. Central sales tax on which case? Interstate sale. Out of these 4, except customs duty, remaining 3 got subsumed into GST. You got it? What's the first point that you need to know? All indirect taxes levied by central government except customs duty got subsumed into GST. Okay. So what are those indirect taxes levied by central government in the past which got subsumed into GST? Central excise duty, service tax, central sales tax. Why customs duty not subsumed in GST? Initially, when they thought of bringing even customs into GST, lot of negative comments they have received, because GST law is not settled. Even today it is not settled. Now if you bring in the customs duty into the GST law, the imports and exports gets affected. See, domestic revenue, if it is affected, it's okay, or domestic transactions getting affected, it's okay, it is rectifiable. But import or export, if anything happens, no, if the mistake has happened, so then that mistake is going to be very costly. Because all of a sudden, because of some government policy, if more imports have come into the country, it is going to affect the deficit balance of payments, and the foreign exchange will fluctuate like crazily, and our situation may happen like Sri Lanka or Pakistan, wherein we are dependent on other countries and all, and if the foreign reserves gets depleted, it is going to cause a huge impact. That's why they did not touch the customs law, they have kept it. But once the GST law settles, the future is like customs also will come into the ambit of GST in future, but right now customs is not part of GST. So Customs Act, which was there before, they have retained even now, not subsumed into GST. Is that clear? That's the first thing you need to know. Then certain indirect taxes levied by state government also got subsumed into GST. What are those indirect taxes levied by state government that got subsumed into GST? You can look into page number 6. You can look into page number 6. Certain indirect taxes levied by state government got subsumed into GST. What are they? Value added tax, purchase tax, tax on lottery, betting, gambling, entertainment tax, luxury tax and advertisement tax. So total how many? 6. What were they? Value added tax. When value added tax was levied? On intra-state sale. Whenever there used to be intra-state sale, within the state sales, then value added tax was payable. And then luxury tax was payable on hotel accommodations, on 3-star, 4-star and 5-star hotel accommodations. We used to pay luxury tax to the state government, and entertainment tax was payable by the cinema theaters, DTH service providers, actors, serial actors, cinema actors, etc. Those who are all in the entertainment industry, they were required to pay entertainment tax in the past to the state government. That was entertainment tax. Advertisement tax will be payable by the people who advertise on the hoardings, like bus hoardings, or on the top of the bus they do paneling, all kind of advertisements. Whenever they are using the public property for the purpose of advertisement, they have to pay advertisement tax to the state government. That was advertisement tax. Then purchase tax was payable whenever we try to bring in the goods from the other state to this state. For example, you are procuring some goods from Andhra Pradesh to Tamil Nadu, or you are procuring some goods from Gujarat to Maharashtra, like that, you need to pay purchase tax. This purchase tax was only called as octroi. That's why in final account somewhere when you have studied, you added this octroi as part of carriage inwards, okay, purchases. So there we have taken in trading account. So mainly because this purchase tax was there in the past, whenever you used to buy from other state, for this state we need to pay the purchase tax. Again, when we are selling within this state, we will be paying something called as value added tax, okay. And lottery, betting, gambling tax, you already have income tax now, that is for income tax purpose. And for indirect tax also, they created lottery, betting and gambling tax, and that was collected by the state governments. Income tax was collected by the central government, and indirect tax, that is lottery, betting, gambling tax. Now what they did is that these 6 indirect taxes which was levied by state government, that they have brought it into the ambit of GST. Okay, can you tell me the list? What is the 6 indirect, out of the 6 indirect taxes? Number 1, value added tax. Next, purchase tax. Value added tax, purchase tax. Next, lottery, betting, gambling tax. 3 you told, 3 more. Entertainment tax, advertisement tax and luxury tax. These are the 6 indirect taxes levied by state government that got subsumed into GST. Can you give me examples of some indirect taxes which was levied or is levied by state government but not subsumed into GST, not brought into GST, not covered into GST, but levied by state government? Any example? Think. Sir? Very good. Entertainment tax levied by local authorities. Even though we have entertainment tax here, but this entertainment tax is levied by state government. But entertainment tax levied by local authorities not got subsumed into GST. Okay. And any other example that is by local authority? I am asking state government. Local authority taxes, not even one got subsumed into GST. Everything, every local authority taxes. What are the local authority taxes? He said entertainment tax, and we have something called as municipal taxes. We have a property tax, municipal tax, or corporation taxes. Okay, so these are some local authority taxes not got subsumed into GST. But I am asking state government levies. Petrol tax. Is there a tax on petrol separately levied by state government? That is VAT. That's already discussed. VAT got subsumed into GST. I am not asking about the products which are subsumed or not subsumed. I am asking taxes, some taxes. Have you heard of professional tax? Have you heard of that word, professional tax? Got subsumed into GST? No. Have you heard of stamp duty levied by state government on sale of properties, etc.? Stamp duty? No, not subsumed into GST. State excise duty, have you heard of on liquor and certain goods which are manufactured, like matchsticks, matchboxes is there, na, matchboxes, liquor, opium, etc. We need to pay state excise duty. That state excise duty also not got subsumed into GST. Are you aware of this? Okay, these terms you know, na, state excise duty you would have heard in couple of places. So that not subsumed into GST. Got it? Next. So that is this you need to remember. First point you need to remember, all indirect taxes levied by central government except customs duty, and all indirect taxes levied by state government but only specified, these 6 got subsumed into GST. There is something called as additional customs duties, CVD and SAD. What is the full form of CVD and SAD? CVD refers to countervailing duty. SAD refers to special additional duty. I gave it in the footnote to the same page, you can see there. CVD refers to countervailing duty, SAD refers to special additional duty. Why countervailing duty and special additional duty they are levying? This was part of customs, but this also got subsumed into GST. Little bit background we will come to know, like we will try to understand out of this. Whenever you are importing some goods from outside India, whether there is any excise duty on those imported goods? No, because these goods are manufactured outside India. But the same product when you are purchasing locally, are you required to pay excise duty? Yes. I am talking about this before implementation of GST. In the past, when you were importing say a smartphone, you are required to pay customs duty. But when you are locally procuring the smartphone, you will be having customs duty burden on raw material plus excise duty burden also will be there, because the manufacturer should pay excise duty to government and in turn he will recover it from you. But on the imported article there is no excise duty. Is it clear? So I am just giving you a comparative difference for you to analyze this. Say there are two parties, Mr. X and Mr. Y. Mr. X is like importing a smartphone. Mr. X is importing smartphone, whereas Mr. Y is locally procuring, domestic procurement of smartphone. So Mr. X is importing smartphone, whereas Mr. Y is making a local procurement of smartphone. Okay. Now in this background you tell me, what will be the duty burden on Mr. X? There is only one duty burden, that is customs duty. Customs duty on finished goods, that is smartphone. Whereas on Mr. Y, what will be the burden? There will be customs duty on raw material, and there will be excise duty. Which excise duty? Central excise duty on finished goods, and there will be CST or VAT, depends whether he is purchasing within the state or from other state. If he is purchasing within the state, then he will be having a burden of value added tax. If he is purchasing from other state, he will have the burden of central sales tax. So CST or VAT on finished goods. Now you tell me, who will have more tax burden, Mr. X or Mr. Y? Mr. X or Mr. Y? Mr. Y. And which means that we are actually encouraging imports or discouraging imports. We are encouraging imports or discouraging imports? Encouraging, correct. But is it good for the economy or bad for the economy? Bad for the economy, because more imports will lead to more foreign exchange outflow, and that will create a deficit balance of payments. For that reason, what are the alternatives available before the government? Now you are the finance minister of this country. Now you have two alternatives before you. Sir, how can we become? Why are? Anyone can become finance minister. Is there any condition that only those who contest in the elections, those who become MP only should become finance minister? Is there a rule like that? No, no rule. Today Nirmala Sitharaman, who is a finance minister for last what? 10 years? 10 years. Which constituency she belongs to? She don't belong to any constituency. In a way, she is an inspiration. Okay, that anyone can become finance minister, and therefore you don't have to contest in the elections. You don't have to participate in any kind of public forums, etc. What not required, anyone can become. So therefore, say you became finance minister tomorrow. Okay, now so keep that as a target. Aim high. Finance minister, prime minister, something of that sort you should keep. Okay, other things and all difficult pa. So you become like this so that your life will be settled. You understood or not? So therefore you became finance minister. Now you have two alternatives. Alternative one, what is that alternative one? Let's bring in excise and CST here also. Where? On import also. Let's bring excise. Let's bring excise and CST or VAT. So excise duty, CST or VAT on import, on finished goods. Now you tell me where burden will be high, X or Y? X or Y? Who will have more burden? See this carefully. Their raw material here FG, but remaining both are on FG. So who will have more burden? X. So we are discouraging import and encouraging domestic procurement. You understood? This is alternative number one. Alternative number two. So let's not bring here anything. Even here also we will remove. You understood? Here also we will remove. Here also we will remove. So that here it is on finished goods. Here it is only on raw material. So where the burden will be high? On Mr. X. So automatically we are encouraging the domestic procurement. You understood? Now you tell me which alternative you choose. Alternative number one, bring excise duty and CST VAT on import. Number two, remove excise duty and VAT on both the cases, local procurement as well as import. You tell me which one you choose. Alternative one or two? One. That is levy excise duty as well as CST or VAT on import as well, correct? This only you wanted to keep? That's what even the current finance minister is also doing. Now don't blame her, you understood? Have you ever thought about the general public? No. We will think only about the revenue, you understood or not? So that is inbuilt. Actually from where she went? From us only, you understood? So therefore whatever attitude we will be having, the same attitude she will also have, because end of the day as a finance minister you bother only about the revenue. Public go to hell, who need, okay? We don't bother about the general public, and that's what government also did at that time. They said we will bring in excise duty and CST or VAT on finished goods, but we will not call it as excise duty, because excise duty can be levied only on goods manufactured in India. So we create a parallel levy called as countervailing duty on finished goods, and SAD to counterbalance sales tax. CVD is to counterbalance what? CVD is to counterbalance excise duty. SAD is to counterbalance what? CST or VAT. They have parallelly levied this. Now today you tell me whether excise duty got subsumed into GST. Whether excise duty got subsumed into GST as on today. Yes, as excise duty got subsumed into GST, CVD also got subsumed into GST. You got it? And whether CST VAT got subsumed into GST? Yes, as CST VAT got subsumed into GST, SAD also got subsumed into GST. Got it? Because CVD SAD is not something new, it is a parallel levy of excise duty and value added tax. As these two got subsumed into GST, so this CVD and SAD also got subsumed into GST. This is another point that you need to remember. Got it? So tell me, what is the first point that you will remember? All indirect taxes levied by central government except customs duty got subsumed into GST. Second, all indirect taxes levied by state government or specified indirect taxes levied by state government. Specified indirect taxes levied by state government. What is that specified indirect taxes levied by state government? 6. That 6 got subsumed into GST. Then whether indirect taxes levied by local authority got subsumed into GST? No. Every indirect tax levied by local authority not got subsumed into GST. Example, we have municipal taxes, we have entertainment tax, local body tax, something of that sort not got subsumed into GST. And next point you need to remember, on customs, under customs, there used to be CVD and SAD, additional customs duties. That additional customs duties also got subsumed into GST. Is it clear? So that is what you need to remember. That is only what I have given here. So additional customs duties, first these 3, then additional customs duties, then these 6. Okay. Next, you tell me, once GST is formed, whether this GST is single GST or dual GST. What is that mean, sir? Income tax is single tax model or dual tax model. Single tax model means only one government will collect. Dual tax model means both the governments will collect. Is India having a federal tax structure? Federal structure or not? India is a federal country. Na? Federal country means what? Both governments will be there. Central government also will be there, state government also will be there, and the powers are shared between the center and state. So then revenue is required for both the governments, but income tax is not a single tax and not a dual tax model, it's a single tax model. So who will collect income tax? Central government will collect income tax. Thereafter, in the form of budget allocations, they will be allocating it to the state governments, correct? And indirect tax, that is GST, is not like that. GST is a dual tax model. Dual tax model means central government also will collect, state government also will collect that. For the sake of their expenses, they need to take care of their expenses, that's why they do that. Initially, when GST was proposed, they proposed it as a single tax model. State governments did not agree. So reason being, see, think of it, and I am not supporting any government here, no, neither BJP nor Congress, etc. But I am just giving you the practical scenario here. If income tax and GST both are collected by central government, then the state government should be at the mercy of the central government. It need not be BJP, tomorrow Congress also may come, but the state government should be at the mercy of the central government. And what central government will do? Definitely whichever place is favorable to them, so there only they are going to fund more. Agreed or not? Now you take the state of Kerala. Kerala will never get any funds if it is BJP, correct? More funds, I mean to say. Why, sir? Because Kerala basically will never support BJP. Tamil Nadu will never support BJP, correct or not? So then the fund allocation will have an issue or not? How much ever good people may be are, end of the day politics is politics, and they will do favors only to those states which are giving them good contribution in terms of the MP seats, correct? So they have to fund to them only, then the people in those states will definitely get affected. So that's where states have fought for dual GST model, wherein central government will be levying income tax and they will only collect it, but GST levied by both central government as well as state government, and the respective governments will collect. And what is the sharing ratio? between central government and state government, equal sharing ratio. That's where you would have observed CGST, SGST will be always equal. For example, you go to a restaurant, what is the rate of GST on restaurant? 5%, CGST 2.5%, SGST 2.5%, and you are attending the classes here. 18% GST, 9% will be CGST and 9% will be SGST. Can the CGST be more and SGST be less, or SGST be more and CGST be less? Impossible. It will always have a equal ratio. You understood? Then CGST is levied by, what is full form of CGST? Central Goods and Services Tax. So levied by central government. SGST levied by state government, State Goods and Services Tax. Okay. So which means we have two types of GSTs or no? We have total 5 types of GSTs. CGST, SGST, IGST, like that one more is there. When IGST is levied, interstate transaction. Okay. So the supply is the taxable event under GST. The first aspect that we have seen is what are the various taxes that got subsumed into GST. The second aspect that we have seen is what is dual GST model. Now we are going to discuss what are the various types of GSTs. So that is this discussion now we are right now into. So in dual GST model, already I told you, dual GST model refers to levy of GST simultaneously by center and state on the common tax base. And as India is a federal country, that's why both center and states have been assigned the powers to levy and collect taxes. And dual GST is designed keeping in mind the constitutional requirement. All these things I have explained, but you tell me from where we have copied, okay, adopted dual GST model. From Brazil and Canada. Okay. So Brazil and Canada already implemented this dual GST model. So don't think that India is the first country to bring in GST. No. Before India, in the globe, 160 countries already implemented GST. Thereafter, we started. You understood? So it's not something that we created out of the box. No, not at all. Already it was there. We have taken. That's why, you know, many times when I need to speak to you about GST, different provisions and all, it is like, sir, in Indian context it won't be suitable at all, but they have brought it, like something called as place of supply. Place of supply is not developed by us, it's already there in some other countries which we have literally copy pasted, and now we are sitting and fine tuning that. Okay, place of supply concept. And because place of supply is going to affect whether a transaction is intrastate or interstate. Okay, and like that there are many things which we have copied from other countries and we created. It's like, you know, many people who are coming into teaching for the first time, when they come into teaching, you know what they will do? They will take 4 or 5 books, they will copy from every book and they will create one book. This is standard model. Okay. No one is sitting and doing research and create from scratch and they will make, but no, now today a lot of shortcuts are only there. So what they will do, 4 books they will buy. From 4 books, good things and all they will take and make it in a 5th book. That's how a 5th book will come and they will become an author all of a sudden. You understood? Like that, this is not new. Even government also does the same. They copy from different places, put it in the act, and thereafter every now and then they will sit and start correcting that, and that's where the amendments and all will be coming. Okay. So Brazil and Canada, from these 2 countries, we literally adopted this dual GST model. Okay. And many references, if you see their GST law to our GST law, it will be similar. I will not say same, it will be similar, like how IFRS and Ind AS, both are similar. Okay, we should not say same, similar. Okay, like that. So Brazil and Canada. Next, see this. First, we need to understand supply. Supply is the taxable event. What is a taxable event means? One event, boss. On happening of that event, we need to pay GST. That is called as taxable event. There is one event. On happening of that event, we need to pay GST. That is known as, that is known as taxable event. What was the taxable event for customs? Import or export? What was the taxable event for excise? Manufacture? What is the taxable event for GST? Supply? You understood? One transaction or one event should have happened. Once the event happened, then only the levy gets triggered. Okay. So this is common. Even in income tax we call it as basis of charge. When there is a transfer of capital asset only, capital gain gets attracted. When there is profits and gains from the business or profession only, there will be that PGBP. Only when you have a house property which you have given on let out, then only the income from house property will come, correct or not? Like that, what is the basis of charge for GST? That is the levy for GST, one event. What is that event called as? Supply. But what is the meaning of supply? That is our next chapter. But supply is categorized into two: intrastate supply and interstate supply. What is the difference between these two? There are two factors which we need to check. One is location of supplier and another one is place of supply. These are the two factors we need to check. What are the two factors, boss? Location of supplier and place of supply. If location of supplier and place of supply is in the same state or same union territory, then it will be called as intrastate supply. If location of supplier and place of supply is in the same state or same union territory, then it will be intrastate supply. From this, can you tell me what is interstate supply? If location of supplier and place of supply is in two different states or two different union territories or a state and a union territory, okay, then it will be interstate. Location of supplier, place of supply, two different states, two different union territories or a state and a union territory, then it will be interstate supply and IGST will be applicable in that case, okay. So what are the two factors that we need to check to decide intra or inter? Location of supplier and place of supply. Generally, what will be the location of supplier? Generally, registered place. Wherever they are registered, that registered place from where they provide services will be the location of supplier, correct? Suppose if they are providing services from a fixed establishment elsewhere, then that fixed establishment will be taken as the location of supplier. If they partly provide services from their registered establishment and partly from a fixed establishment elsewhere, then that establishment which is most directly concerned to that service. Example, audit. In audit, what will happen? You go to the client's place, correct? And you do the audit in the client's place. Again, you come back to your office and do the finalization of the audit report, correct? Documentation work and all you do in the office. Whereas for physical verification, etc. things, you will go to the client's place. Yes or no, yaar? Then it is partly from registered place of the chartered accountant and partly in the client's place, a fixed establishment elsewhere. You tell me which is the establishment most directly concerned to this service, registered establishment or client's place, that is CA office or the client's office? CA office, where you finalize the audit, CA office, and in audit report which place you will mention as signing, the CA office place, correct or not? So that will be the location of supplier. Are you understanding this? Then, sir, then when it will be fixed establishment elsewhere, like say for example, I take a temporary place and from the temporary place, I will be providing the services or I will be supplying the goods. Possible, na? Lot of people will take some marriage halls or some auditoriums and they will be conducting certain events or functions, etc. So, or sales and all, they will put a factory outlet sale. So, they will announce like flat 50% of branded garments, lot of Instagram videos and all also will be coming. So, we are launching this place, flat 80% offer, buy 2 get 8 free, you understood or not? A lot of ads and all they will post, influencer marketing they will do. So, these temporary places will be called as a fixed establishments. Then, if it is an online service, they don't have any place of business, they are doing it in online, freelancers who do in online, then what will be taken as the location of supplier? Their usual place of residence. Lot of people who are into photography, what they do is that they post lot of photographs, like whatever they are doing, photographs they are taking, nature, environment and animals, etc. and all, they will post photographs, and lot of candid shoots and all they do. Now people who are getting married, now for everything they do na pre-wedding shoot, like wedding shoot, post wedding, not yet come, but it may come in future. So post wedding shoots, and then when kids now they are getting, so pre-pregnancy shoot, pregnancy shoot, post pregnancy shoot, like that lot of things they do shooting, and they did candid shots. So for that they recruit these freelancers. What these freelancers will do, they have to take the camera and they need to go, they need to stay throughout the function, everything they need to capture, and that they will give. So there are two set of albums. One is a normal album, marriage album, another is a candid album. So all candid photos and all they will be keeping separately. Okay, so you don't know, when you get married, all these crazy things you will know. And this kind of photographers are there who are freelancers. They don't have any office, they don't have anything, everything they will do it from their computer table itself. And what is taken as their place of business or location of supplier, the usual place of residence of that person, because they are sitting at their home and they are doing it now. So that will be taken as the location of supplier. You understood? Again, this location of supplier point we will be coming across in place of supply chapter. I just gave you an introduction to this. In detail we will be learning over there. So it is easy to identify the location of supplier. Second aspect, what is the second factor? Place of supply. Place of supply, depending upon the transaction, the place of supply will change. For goods we have different place of supply, for services we have different place of supply. For example, in case of service in relation to immovable property like renting, construction, etc., the location of immovable property will be taken as a place of supply. For example, there is a hotel which is in Mumbai, Maharashtra, and you are going to that hotel and you are staying in that hotel. What is the location of supplier? Mumbai. And what is the place of supply? It is a immovable property related service. Na place of supply will be location of property. What is the location of property? Mumbai. So it will be intra or inter? Intra. You understood? It is not interstate, it is intrastate. Why intrastate? Because location of supplier and place of supply same state, therefore it will be coming under intrastate. Got it? Even though you are from other state, even though you are from Tamil Nadu, but when you stay in a hotel in Mumbai, it will come under intrastate only, it is not interstate. Are you understanding this? Then that is how the place of supply will differ for different transactions. We have a separate chapter on place of supply. Okay, so that is a separate chapter that we have. This is segment number 7, place of supply. There we will be learning for which transaction what is the place of supply. Until that point of time, I will give you the general place of supply, general provision. In case of goods, ending point is the place of supply. Generally I am talking about, I am not talking about specific provisions. I am telling you generally. Okay. So generally what will be taken as a place of supply? In case of goods? Generally, POS in case of goods. POS in case of goods. What will be taken as a place of supply in case of goods? Ending point. Ending point. For example, you order something in Amazon, or you are placing an order to the supplier delivers the goods to you, and the supplier is in Haryana, you are located in Tamil Nadu. So what will be taken as the place of supply? Tamil Nadu. For the person who is in Haryana, Tamil Nadu will become the place of supply, ending point of the goods. Okay. Whereas in case of services, POS in case of services, what will be the place of supply? Location of recipient. Location of recipient will be taken as place of supply in case of services, usually or generally, in the absence of specific information. Such specific provisions we will be learning in future, but until that point of time, wherever it comes, general provisions is this. Okay. So for goods, what is the general provision? Ending point. For services, what is the general provision? Location of recipient. Okay. Now, interstate supply. Interstate supply also we need to see these two factors, location of supplier and place of supply, if it is in two different states or two different union territories. What are the union territories that we have? You list. Andaman Nicobar, very good. Next. Lecturepedia, good. Daman, Diu, Dadra, Nagar Haveli. That is one union territory now. Daman, Diu, Dadra, Nagar Haveli. Next. Chandigarh. Chandigarh is one union territory. One more. Huh? Ladakh. Ladakh is also union territory. Good. Delhi is also union territory. Then Pondicherry is also union territory. Jammu and Kashmir is also union territory. Jammu and Kashmir is not a state. It's a union territory now. So total how many union territories we have? 8 union territories we have. In that 8 union territories, 3 union territories are given partial statehood, which means it will be functioning like a state only. For namesake only it is a union territory. It will work like a state, means we have assembly, chief minister, council of ministers, etc. and all. Example, so you take Pondicherry. In Pondicherry we have a chief minister, you know. We have council of ministers, assembly is there. It will function like a state. Like that, what are the 3 union territories which will function like a state? Already I told you Pondicherry. 2 more. Delhi. 1 more. Jammu and Kashmir. So there are 3 union territories with partial statehood which will be treated like a state. So therefore, in those 3 places, whether UTGST is applicable or SGST is applicable, SGST is only applicable those 3 union territories. What are those 3 union territories? Delhi, Jammu and Kashmir, Pondicherry. These 3 places, it will be SGST, not UTGST. But remaining 5 union territories we have now. What are the remaining 5 union territories? Andaman and Nicobar. Don't write. I will just show you. It is there in the book. I will show you. Andaman and Nicobar, Lakshadweep, Chandigarh, Ladakh, Daman, Diu, Dadra, Nagar Haveli. It will be union territory without state legislature. Purely it is union territory which is under central government. So the type of GST that is applicable in these places will be UTGST. Okay. So you can see this information here. Page number 5. Page 5. Even though Delhi, Puducherry, Jammu and Kashmir are union territories, one box I have given, see there. Page 5. Even though Delhi, Puducherry and Jammu and Kashmir are union territories, constitutionally they are given partial statehood. Okay. On account of this, CGST, SGST will be applicable. What are the 3 are? Delhi, Pondicherry and Jammu and Kashmir. Whereas the remaining union territories, that is Andaman and Nicobar, Chandigarh, Dadra, Nagar Haveli, Daman, Diu, Lakshadweep and Ladakh, wherein it will be UTGST. Okay. So for this, definitely UTGST will be applicable. All these union territories are under whose control? 5. These 5 union territories are under whose control? Central government control. How many central governments we have? 1. How we can have more than 1 central government? Or 1 only. So therefore, how many UTGST acts we will be having? 1. Only 1 UTGST act. Is it clear? There are 5 union territories. All these 5 union territories are without state legislature, which means these are under whose control? Central government control. And due to that reason, we have only 1 UTGST act. Is it clear? Then CGST who will levy? Central government. So how many central governments? 1. So how many CGST acts? 1 CGST act. Is it clear? Then SGST levied by whom? State governments. How many state governments we have? How many state governments we have? 28 or 29. How many states? India is having how many states? 28, not 29. That one is Jammu and Kashmir. Now it is not a state. So therefore 28 states. Okay. Actually it was initially 28. When Andhra Pradesh got bifurcated into AP and Telangana, it became 29. But again when Jammu and Kashmir was converted into a union territory, now again the score came out to 28. Plus 3 union territories which are given partial statehood will also be treated like state. Correct? So what is the number now? 28 plus 3, 31. So we have 31 SGST acts. Is it clear? Then IGST. When IGST will be applicable? Interstate sale. Who will levy this IGST? Central government. IGST is not levied by state governments, it is levied by central government. And how many central governments again? One central government. Therefore, we have one IGST Act. Is it clear? For exam, sir, what we need to learn? IGST Act is there for your syllabus. CGST Act is also there for your syllabus. But UTGST Act and SGST Act is not there in your syllabus. So, you will not be learning UTGST and SGST Act related provisions. So, when, sir, we will be learning that? You don't have to learn that. You don't have to learn that. Why? Whatever provisions that are there in CGST, the same provisions will be there in SGST also. Okay. You know how SGST Act is created? CGST Act, Control A, select all, Control C, okay. Then open another Word document, Control V. In that, find central, replace it with that state, okay. Save as SGST Act. You understood? Same, literally same. Here section 7 supply means there also section 7 supply. Here section 10 is composition scheme means there also section 10 will be composition scheme. Are you understanding this? So, you don't have to learn SGST Act at all, because whatever is there in CGST, the same will be there in SGST. Whatever is there in CGST, the same will be there in UTGST also. You understood? Only difference is what? UTGST will not have the reference of a state, we will have the reference of a union territory, and government will be same government only, central government only. So, therefore, UTGST Act also you don't have to learn anything. Is it clear? And IGST Act, we have only few sections. Remaining provisions of CGST will be made applicable to IGST. Got it? So, which is the biggest act actually speaking? CGST Act. And lot of chapters we will be having only CGST Act. Only few sections of IGST Act is there. Wherever it is IGST Act, I will stress that even you have to remember the IGST Act section separately. But otherwise, any section that we are referring to will be of CGST Act. Okay, if I say section 7, section 10 or section 12, like that if I am telling means it will be of which act? CGST Act. If it is IGST Act, I will stress section 7 of IGST Act, section 16 of IGST Act, like that I will stress that. Otherwise, all sections will be of CGST Act. Is it clear? Now, why IGST is being levied and what will happen to the dual GST objective? So, India follows what model? Dual GST model. Dual GST model means central government will take and state government will take. But when it comes to interstate supply, IGST is levied by central government. Will it retain 100%? No, it will not retain 100%. It has to give 50% to the state because of dual GST model. Is it clear? Because of dual GST model, they cannot retain entire GSTR. IGST they may collect, but fully they cannot retain. They have to distribute 50%. To whom they need to distribute 50%? To the state. Which state? For example, location of supplier Tamil Nadu, place of supply Karnataka. It's an interstate supply, correct? Who will collect GST? IGST? Central government. This IGST collected by central government, 50% they will retain. Remaining 50% they need to give. To whom they will give? Tamil Nadu or Karnataka? Huh? Why Karnataka? Consuming state. So, GST is a destination based tax. Destination based tax means where the goods and services are consumed, to that state only the 50% revenue will go. GST is not a origin based tax, it is a destination based tax. Wherever the goods and services are originating, they will not pay to that government. So, wherever it is getting consumed, to that state only they will be paying. Is it clear? Now, because of which some states, producing states gets affected. Agreed? For example, is Tamil Nadu a producing state? Yes. Gujarat a producing state? Yes. Maharashtra a producing state? Yes. And these states previously, when used to manufacture some goods in these states and used to get sold in the other states, they used to pay CST to the state government. Sir, CST is central sales tax na? Why it will be paid to state government? That is the feature of central sales tax. Keep this in mind. central sales tax will be levied by central government, but it is collected and retained by state government. Is it clear? So who will levy central sales tax? Central government, but it will be collected and retained by which government? State government. So therefore, previously same transaction, goods manufactured in Tamil Nadu, sold in Karnataka, what was the tax name? CST. And which government used to collect CST? Tamil Nadu government used to collect CST. Now, after implementation of GST, this sale will be interstate sale, correct? Interstate supply. What is the type of GST? IGST. Who will be collecting? Central government, and 50% given to Karnataka. But Tamil Nadu government's revenue gets affected because of this. Agreed. Not only Tamil Nadu, every producing state's revenue gets affected because of this. So because GST became a destination based consumption tax. Then people, that lot of producing states, they approached the central government at the time and they asked the central government, like, no, our revenue is getting affected. Previously we used to have CST, fully we used to enjoy. Now our revenue gets affected. Definitely we will not agree to this. But for which central government is making a counter argument that previously service tax was fully collected by central government. Now in that services also we are giving you 50%. Previously central excise duty was fully collected by central government. In that also we are giving you 50%. So then what is your problem? No, we will not be okay with that, because we don't know how much revenue we will be getting in future. So therefore we will not agree to this. That's where, so government, central government gave a promise to the state governments. What is that? Do not worry. If at all there is any loss to your existing revenue from implementation of GST, we will compensate that loss to you. You got it? If there is any loss, to whom? To whom? States. On account of what? Implementation of GST. Loss of what? Loss of what? Existing revenue. What revenue? Total revenue or indirect tax revenue? Indirect tax revenue. Okay. Who is going to compensate whom? Central government is going to compensate the state governments. Now state governments agreed for implementation of GST. No issue. So the main issue that they were having was that so our revenue gets affected because GST 50% we have to share with you, so we will not agree for the implementation. But now they gave a promise, central government gave a promise to the state government, if there is any loss of revenue on account of implementation of GST, so we will compensate that loss. So therefore state governments agreed for that. Now what central government did, they came out with a new law called as GST Compensation to States Act 2017. In this, they are telling on some notified goods which are sold in India, we will be levying GST compensation cess. Got it? On some notified goods which are being sold in India, what cess they will be levying? GST compensation cess. For what purpose they will levy the GST compensation cess? To collect that revenue and compensate to the states for implementation of GST law. Got it? Who gave promise? Central government. Then they should pay out of their revenue. Na? They are not paying out of their revenue. Okay. So they have created a new law. In turn, the burden is on people only. You understood? In turn, the burden is on people only. Many people like, no. Lot of people will be telling me, this government gave lot of promises. So for election, they are telling this we will give free, that we will give free, like that and all. And other government is not at all doing, so will not put vote to that government. From where they will give free? Whether out of their parents' money they are giving or out of their wealth they are giving. Everything taken from our pocket only in the form of taxes. And that only they are distributing it as free to the people. I don't know when people will understand this. Last time floods came in Chennai. When floods came in Chennai, everyone got 5,000 rupees. Okay. And day before yesterday, my neighbor is asking me, your flood should come this time. What kind of a moron he is, Why? Because 5,000 he will get. So that Diwali shopping he will do. People have become like this here. And instead of giving that 5,000, if they have spent that 5,000 for improving the drainage system in Chennai, so that floods will never come in Chennai, correct? Agreed or not? No, we do feeding and breeding policies. So we will give free, and all these free will in turn a burden on whom? The people. Like that, who gave promise? Yeah, central government gave promise. Ask them to pay out of their pocket. No, no. We will in turn put it on people only. That's where they created a fifth tax called as GST compensation cess. Already 4 we have a types of GST: CGST, SGST, UTGST, IGST. Now the fifth one, what is that? GST compensation cess. What is the difference between tax and cess? What is the difference between tax and cess? You have income tax also, na? Income tax and health and education cess. What's the difference? Just a general knowledge question I am asking you. Cess will be on tax, okay, but I am not asking you computation. I am asking you what is the difference. So computation, okay, sometimes cess will be on tax, sometimes cess will be on value also, okay. So what is the difference? Why is it not called as tax? They can call it as tax only, now. Why they have to use a different name called as cess? You might have heard that cess will have a prefix. In income tax, what is the cess name? Health and, for what purpose they should use it? Got it. But suppose if they collect in the name of tax, any purpose. They can construct one statue, they can construct one temple, they can construct one bridge, or they can sanction a project, they can take for their home, anything can be done. You understood? Whereas in case of cess, it should be used only for the purpose for which it is collected. Like that, GST compensation cess. For what purpose? Only for payment of compensation to states. Is it clear? So they created this GST compensation cess. So what happened, sir? Many things happened because of that. Now, I know that like you might have heard this, or you might have seen this somewhere, but I am just explaining this to you again. You know, if you are buying a SUV, so lot of SUVs are being launched now today market. What could be the price of an SUV? I am talking about X showroom price. For example, Mahindra Thar, like that one vehicle is there. You know that? Mahindra Thar Rocks. Recently they have launched. A nice car, very good car it is. Especially for Chennai, it is good car. We have water every now and then. So therefore, it is a good car here, and for the roads and all also, height, and two-wheelers will not come, hit and put a scratch and go. Okay, so good vehicle, rough and tough vehicle. Actually in Chennai and all, we should have a lot of shields to the vehicle. Okay, like death race, like that one movie is there, you know that. Suddenly when we press the button, swing like that it will come. You know, auto, bikes and all, when it is coming here, we have to press that button. You know, people will hit and go your vehicle. They will not see whether you are having a BMW or Benz or luxury car. No, auto swing like this it will go. Okay, and therefore this car is best for Chennai. And SUV, you know what is the Thar Rocks price? Is somewhere like 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs, sir? Just that much only? Yes, 10 lakhs only. 10 lakhs. But GST is 28%. That is 2,80,000. And GST compensation cess is there. You know what is the GST compensation cess? 22%. 2,20,000. So this itself is 5 lakhs. Correct? So when you buy Mahindra Thar, you will get Alto car free. Okay. Inside that Mahindra Thar only it is there. You understood? 5 lakhs here. 5 lakhs we are paying as GST. 2,80,000 GST and 2,20,000 you are paying as GST compensations as 5 lakhs. On the top of this, registration charges close to 1 lakh to 1.5 lakh registration charges. Insurance, first time insurance will be costly. So that all these things, then road tax we need to pay, and like that it will come to somewhere like 20 lakhs. Okay, that 5 lakhs is other things. insurance, thereafter road tax, registration charges, everything will come to 20 lakhs like that. You understood? So GST itself is close to 5 lakhs that we are paying on SUVs today. And this is the impact of GST compensation cess. Yes, on motor vehicles it is GST compensation cess. Sir, what government is going to do with this 2,20,000 collected, sir? This 2,80,000, okay, 1,40,000 will go to central government, 1,40,000 will go to state government. But what about this 2,20,000? They will be giving it as compensation to the states for, loss of revenue on account of implementation of GST. Which state, sir? From whichever state they collected, to that state only they will give. No, not at all. 1 rupee also Tamil Nadu will not get as compensation cess, because we already have good revenue in GST. So it will go to some states like Bihar, West Bengal, or some other states like that, where they are not at all paying GST. So the revenue will automatically come down. So that compensation will be paid out of this revenue. Is it clear or not? Tamil Nadu also received compensation. You know when? During COVID time. During COVID time, Tamil Nadu also received compensation, mainly because they did not discount for COVID or any other pandemic while creating the GST compensation cess. Actually, for 2 years, revenue have dropped, correct? What we were doing? We were clapping, lighting lamp, etc. and all. In COVID, what business we did? We did not do anything, correct? We did not do anything. During that time, GST revenue came down. When GST revenue came down, so therefore that is also considered as loss of revenue on account of implementation of GST, and every state government asked the central government and they have to pay, and they agreed to pay. At that time and all, people felt so happy, okay, so central government is paying. But again, they kept a twist there. GST compensation cess actually was levied only for 5 years from the date of implementation of GST. Because state governments asked for COVID time also you give, they extended the GST compensation cess till 31st March 2026. 5 years from implementation of GST. What is the effective date of implementation of GST? 1st July 2017. 1st July 2017 you count na, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It goes over. Now we are in 2024, but they extended here. They literally extended. Till when? 2026 March. Till that time compensation cess will be there. Sir, is there any guarantee that thereafter it will stop? No guarantee. Again, they can extend it for a further period. You understood? What are the examples of goods on which GST compensation cess is applicable? Some notified goods like beverages. We have now all these beverages like sodas, etc. Pepsi, Coke, Cokes, okay, colas, and then even these motor vehicles and tobacco products like cigarettes, etc. These are all some goods on which there is GST compensation cess. Fine. Now we will see what are the various types of GSTs. Have a look into this, page number 8. CGST is levied by central government. When? On intrastate. Then SGST is levied by state government. On what? Intrastate. Then IGST is levied by central government, and 50% is shared with consuming state based on place of supply, and this is in case of interstate. Whereas UTGST is levied by central government, because I told you union territories are under the control of central government, and this is in case of intrastate supply of goods or services. But when I say intrastate, it also includes within the state as well as within the union territory. Okay. Then there is something called as GST compensation cess. We will see about the GST compensation cess also. You can see that in page number 16. So there is one query to one friend. So road tax is not subsumed in GST because levied by respect to RTO. RTO is not under state government. No, RTO is under state government, but not all levies of state government got subsumed in GST. Na? Not all levies. RTO, road transport, department is actually under state government. It's a department of state government. But why road tax is not subsumed into GST? Same reason, only 6. In that 6, road tax is not there. Correct. Lottery, betting, gambling, then purchase tax, octroi, purchase tax only, octroi, value added tax, entertainment tax, luxury tax, advertisement tax. Road tax is not there. So road tax is not subsumed into GST. Okay, next. See this GST compensation to states act. Compensation cess is leviable on intra or interstate supplies or both. Both. Whether you buy car within Tamil Nadu or you buy car from other state. Okay. People, lot of people go and purchase car in Pondicherry. You know that? Why? Road tax is less there. Okay. And they used to buy. Previously, it was for a different reason. Taxes was also less. VAT and all was not there. In Tamil Nadu, VAT was there. I am talking about before 2017. But recent past, if you see, few years before and all, people stopped that. They will buy either here or Pondicherry, there was no difference. But before and all, I used to see almost every luxury vehicle in Chennai, it used to be PY registration, Pondicherry registration. Because value added tax was not there in that place. Value added tax will be levied by state government. Pondicherry, they have not levied. Like how today liquor rate is comparatively less over there, like that vehicles also. But nowadays, everywhere it is the same story. So whether you are making interstate purchase or intrastate purchase, it is compensation cess will be applicable. So compensation cess is on intra as well as inter, with a view to provide compensation to states. For what reason? Loss of revenue on account of what? Implementation of GST. And see this, as GST is a consumption based tax, the state in which consumption of goods or services happen will be eligible for revenue on supplies. As a result, which states are getting affected? Manufacturing states like Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, Haryana, Karnataka are expected to face a decrease in revenue from indirect taxes. Yes, for example, we have Kerala, not a producing state. Kerala is a consuming state. You know that? We don't have factories in Kerala. Maybe some small scale industries could be there, but large manufacturing units are not there in Kerala. And people who belong to Kerala have shut down their factories in Kerala and they are opening up in Tamil Nadu and other states. Example, MRF. MRF, you know, Madras Rubber Factory. You know that, na? Tires. That owner is not from Tamil Nadu. That owner is from Kerala. Okay. And Maman Mapillai, his name is. And he is from Kerala. And long back, they have opened factory in Kerala also. Kottayam, one place in Kerala. And in Chennai also it is there, Tiruvattriyur, there is a factory. But they have shut down that factory because of the worker problem. Kerala worker problem is high because of the communist parties over there. So workers' demands will be high. They will not be working that easily. Tamil Nadu, okay, Tamil people fine. No, even if you beat also, our people will take it up and we will work so hard. And now only we stopped because lot of people from there have started coming. So our people became so lazy. But otherwise, beginning and all, lot of labor force used to be there in Tamil Nadu itself. And here factories they have started. Whereas in Kerala, you will not see major factories, or hardly one or two. But Kerala is a consuming state. Same is the case with Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh, Telangana is also consuming state. Now only now factories and all coming. Till that point of time, till 5-10 years before, Andhra Pradesh was an agricultural state. The predominant earning from Andhra Pradesh was agriculture. Even Telangana was dependent on agriculture. You got it? So now only they started. So which means Gujarat, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, these are all producing states. The neighboring states and all will be consuming states. Okay. Next. But whether GST compensation cess is collected only from those states where they want to pay the compensation or across the country? Across the country. What is the period for which this compensation cess will be levied? 5 years, and it can be extended for a further period as decided by the GST Council. The cess should be levied for a period of 5 years from the date of implementation of GST and can be extended for a further period based on the recommendations of GST Council. Accordingly, they have extended. See the next page, page 17. Extension of time period for levy and collection of GST compensation cess. So they have initially levied it for a period of 5 years that got expired on 1/7/2022. Now they gave a extension for a further period up to 31st March 2026. This date you should remember. Okay, 2 dates you should remember. What is the date of implementation of GST? 1/7/2017, and GST compensations is applicable up to 31st March 2026. Can it be extended for a further period? Yes. Who should take the decision? GST Council. Okay. Now come back. What are the goods on which GST compensation cess is applicable? There is a big list, but this is just a illustrative list. Not that these are the only goods. There are a lot of goods. You don't have to remember what are those notified goods for exam purpose. For your exam purpose, you don't have to remember the list of goods. Just an example of the goods I have given. Okay. So pan masala, tobacco, tobacco products, coal, aerated waters, motor vehicles and motor cars, etc. And GST compensation cess will be computed on the value or on the tax. For example, say this. Value is 5 lakhs. Value is 5 lakhs. GST at the rate of 18%, that will be 90,000. Now compensation cess, say at the rate of 12%, it will be computed on what? 5 lakh 90 or 90 or 5 lakhs? 5 lakhs. Okay. So madam, you told me na, cess is on tax, but not necessary. In this case, cess is on value, cess is not on tax. In income tax, cess is on tax. Whereas here GST compensation cess is not on tax, it is on value. So cess not necessary that always it should be on tax. Is it clear? So therefore 12% of 5 lakhs, that will be 60,000. So this is how it should be computed. So tell me how the cess will be computed, on what? Transaction value excluding GST. This is called as transaction value. That is the value involved in the transaction. Okay. Or the price involved in the transaction is known as transaction value. So if you want, you write down what is transaction value. Price involved in transaction. Price involved in transaction is known as transaction value. Then can we take input tax credit with respect to this compensation cess? Before that, what is input tax credit? Are you aware what is input tax credit? I did not ask short form, because if I ask what is ITC, you will tell input tax credit. I know. Okay. So what is input tax credit? How many of you are doing articleship? Continuing existing you are doing. Remaining completed articleship. Okay, super. How come here? So then you completed articleship and now you are appearing for exam, means like so that 3 years of articleship got over. Okay, fine. So now 2 years, na, that's not applicable for you. That's for recently who completed inter. Okay, 3 years you completed your articleship. Amazing here. So no torture now. Okay, good. So this fine. How many of you did GST related works in articleship? Okay, fine. I can understand. Yes, no, don't worry. So that's why every basic thing also I am asking you. Okay. So I will take from scratch. I know that not every student will be having well versed knowledge in articleship related to GST. So even practical aspects also will be covering in the class, which is not important for exam. In exam oriented batch, I will not be doing all those things, but we will see how the returns and all will be. Wherever the subject related discussion comes, at that time we will see returns also. Don't worry. Okay. So I will ensure that after completing CA, when you go to the interview, whatever practical questions they are asking also, you will be able to handle. Okay, that is also taken care. Don't worry about that. You don't have to separately download one PDF in LinkedIn related to interview cheat sheet for indirect taxes like that. You don't have to. This batch itself will be sufficient for that. Okay, so you might be understanding. So too much I am spending time on social media and all. No, not like that. So some time I will spend, but all cringe only they do, and all no. If we go for LinkedIn na, so it is full of professional cringe. It is like, I achieved this, I achieved that, I posted this article and I got promoted for this. Some certificate they will be getting. If you complete in Udemy some course na, if you don't watch also, they will give one certificate. That certificate these people will put, I have achieved this, like that they will put as an achievement. So lot of showcasing only. Okay. And if you go to Instagram, no. So better not to go that side. and Twitter will be full of war only, communal violence. Okay, that X, if you go na, this religion did this, that religion did this, don't go next to X and all. Fully you will get corrupted in your mind about religion issues only, all political problems only. And we need to go to YouTube. YouTube is full of faculty videos only, promotion, and or some other vlogs. This vlog, home tour, fridge tour, bathroom tour, all these tours only people are putting. And entertainment is missing here actually in life. And these people, this social media and all will pull you in different directions. Sincerely, if you want to complete CA, uninstall all the social media apps. Keep YouTube, which is of course essential because of education. Keep Telegram, because all your doubts, notes, etc., all pirated books and all will be available in Telegram only. One faculty will put lot of hard work and will be releasing one book. Immediately the scanned copy of that book will be available in Telegram. You understood? Okay, fine. Sometimes lectures also gets pirated, books also gets pirated, and it will be there. So for that it will be useful. You keep that. Insta, first you uninstall. Even it will drain your battery also in the mobile. Uninstall it first. Facebook, of course, no one is using Facebook now. So rest in peace it is. And that anyhow you would have uninstalled. Even X you uninstall. LinkedIn, till the time you complete CA you uninstall. Otherwise you will get lot of frustration. People are doing this much, what we are doing, like that. Okay. So many times you get demotivated. I got demotivated here many times. When you open LinkedIn na, because lot of friends of mine never came into teaching. So in my set I was the only person who came into teaching, and these people and all lead a luxurious lifestyle. So job and they go on like lot of things. You will not understand that if I explain you. Only if you come and see in the profile you will know. Then wantedly they will post something here that they have achieved this, they got some medal, they got some certificate from this person, that person, like that. I doubt whether they pay money and they will get all these things or what, like that. This magazine their photo will come, that magazine their photo will come. Maybe they would have spent some money. I really doubt. So how this many promotions and all is happening? Fine. So after seeing all these things, I will look in the mirror. What is that we have achieved, like that? Okay. And then I will feel like, okay, fine, we are into teaching, so taking classes, this is my achievement. So every 6 months you get a result, you will send one message, sir, I completed, sir. Okay, because of me something has happened, I achieved this. This is the only satisfaction for teachers. You understood? People around us and all, everyone will torture us here. Like teacher, we cannot proudly say, I am a teacher, like that. None of my relatives know that I am a teacher. You know that? Because if I say teacher, for them teacher will be like this primary teacher will be there, that feeling they will be having. They don't understand that we are a professional teacher. So never go into LinkedIn. You will get depression that day night. Okay. So first uninstall your Instagram and other things and all. Then only you will be happy in your life. Till the time you complete CA. This will distract and this will kill your time. Okay, another piece of advice, when you go to toilet don't take mobile and go. Really, people, lot of people, those who can understand, they will understand. Okay, so don't take mobile and all to toilet. Beyond this, I don't want to speak anything about it. Okay, and that is also very required. No, don't do that. Okay, to the extent possible, keep away from your mobile and be with books. Of course, lot of content will be there in mobile only, but you have to control yourself. Whatever lectures and all you are watching, try to watch it in your desktop or laptop, etc. Mobile, don't watch any lectures. Problem is that you will be watching, ting, like that, one WhatsApp notification will come and you will click on that notification, you will see, then you will search that, your mind lost there. Then again you will see time, it will be 8:20. Okay, 10 minutes, exactly 8:30 I will come again and prepare. So 10 minutes let me spend, and you will see other things, and that 8:20 will become 9:20. Fine, okay, we will sleep, we are tired, like that you will sleep. Gone, 1 hour you wasted. Okay, be careful. All these things, every 1 hour that you are preparing now is only going to give you the success in the future. All successful people are not the ones who prepared one day before the exam or watched 1.5 days revision plan and completed the exam. You understood? Don't get cheated. Okay. So you have to prepare and last minute you have to revise. But we are preparing in the last minute and going for the exam. Don't do that. You have to complete your preparation first, then only revision. Got it? Fine. Now coming back to this input tax credit. So what is the meaning of input tax credit? The tax paid on inward supply is known as input tax credit. What is input tax credit? Tax paid on inward supplies. Someone already commented there. Tax paid on inward supply to set off against tax payable. Very good. I am making some purchases. When I am making some purchases, I will pay some tax on those purchases. And that tax paid on purchases I can set off against my liability in future. That is known as input tax credit. So let us try to understand as to how it will work. Say there is a trader. There is a trader and this trader is making some inward supplies. And for which this trader is required to pay some price plus GST, say 1 lakh plus 12,000, this 12,000 is GST component. There is a trader who is making some inward supplies. On that inward supplies, the trader is required to make some payment, that is 1 lakh is the price and 12% GST on that. So inward supplies means your purchases, okay. And the trader is making some outward supplies. On that outward supplies, the trader will receive from their customer some price, say 1,50,000, means 50,000 he made as a value addition. Okay, 1 lakh he purchased and he is selling for 1,50,000. So there is a value addition of 50,000. That value addition need not be his profit. Okay, value addition could be some processing cost or some expenses, includes the profit also. So that's why we will never call it as profit, we call it as value addition. Okay. So 1,50,000 plus 12% of 1,50,000, that is 18,000. This 18,000 will be again GST payable on outward supply. Now this 12,000 paid on inward supply is known as input tax. This 12,000 is known as input tax. And this 18,000 which is payable on outward supply is known as output tax. Okay. Now this input tax can be set off against the output tax payable. The input tax of 12,000 can be set off against the output tax payable. So what is the net GST or net tax payable? Net tax payable is output tax minus input tax. What is the output tax? 18,000 minus what is the input tax? 12,000. So that will come to 6,000, which is the net GST payable. Is it clear? Understood? Now, so can you tell me in theory what is input tax credit? GST paid on inward supplies can be availed as credit, can be availed as credit. What is the meaning of availed? Means taken as credit, taken as credit, and utilized. This set off is actually a general word, but the legal word is utilized. Utilized means what? Set off. Set off against what? Utilized for what purpose? Payment of GST on outward supplies. Can you again make the sentence? What is input tax credit? GST paid on inward supplies. GST paid on inward supplies can be availed as credit. See, to the extent possible we should use the legal language in the answers. You are at final level now. At intermediate level it's okay, you can write, and if you convey the meaning, that is fine. But at final level it's not about just conveying the meaning. To the extent possible the legal language should be used in the answers. So that's where, definitely the marks will be lost because of not writing properly. So presentation includes this also. There are many things in presentation. One of the most important presentation aspect is about usage of the language. So that is, sir, I know English superbly, sir. Not that language. I am not talking about your English skills here. I am not talking about, no, there is one MP. So from Kerala, what is his name? I forgot. So if you need to read whatever he is writing, you need to have a dictionary. I forgot his name. Shashi Tharun. Shashi Tharun. So not that language I am talking about. I am talking about the legal language. Legal language. You may be very good in English. You may be very good in writing, but that is of no use for exam. For exam, you have to use the legal language. Those words should come in the exam to the extent at least 60 to 70%. Not necessarily like by hearting that. That is not possible. That much we cannot by heart and done. To the extent possible, the words should be, because see, every valuer will not see the paper throughout the paper and then give the marks. Word by word, line by line. No, no one will have the time. What they do is that they quickly glance. When they glance, in the key there are certain words, and when they glance your answer sheet also they are able to see those words, definitely they will give marks. You understood? Line by line, word by word, no one will read while evaluating. So those usage of the words, if they are able to see that, definitely you will get marks. That's why I will be advising to the students to please use the legal language to the extent possible. Okay, this also, don't use the word taken credit, use the word availed credit, availed credit. Don't use the word set off, use the word utilized for payment of GST on outward supplies. Is it clear? So come on, once again, what is input tax credit? GST paid on inward supplies can be availed as credit and utilized for payment of GST on outward supplies. Is it clear? Now that is fine. Now what is the journal entry for this inward supplies? Can you tell me? For this inward supply, what is the journal entry? So first we saw the logic, how it works. So on sales, whatever GST I collected, from that I will reduce the GST already paid, so the difference amount I will pay to government. But how accounting wise it will work, let's see. Okay, so logic concept we understood, but let's put it into practice here. So in accounting, what is the entry for purchases? Purchases account debit. What is the value at which we have made purchase? 1,12,000. How much we put in purchases account? 1 lakh, because this 12,000 can be taken as credit. Means it is a recoverable amount. As it is a recoverable amount, how it will be a recoverable amount? At the time of sale I am going to collect GST na. From that I can retain this 12,000. It is like, see, carefully listen. I collected 18,000 rupees from the customer. I collected 18,000. This is 18,000. In this 18,000, already I spent 12,000 at the time of purchase, which I am recovering. What is left with me? That is I am giving to government. You understood or not? Clear? So therefore this 12,000 is called as credit because it is my recovery of investment. Initially I spent, now I am recovering. That's why it is like a credit. You understood? So as it is recoverable, will I add it to the cost? No. So purchase account debit 1 lakh. ITC account debit. How much is the ITC account debit? 12,000. It is an asset. Input tax credit is an asset, current asset. That's the reason why we are making a debit of this. Okay, it's a current asset, and it will come in current assets as input tax credit. The excess balance will be there na, input tax credit carried forward, that will be there in the current asset. So that's why debit. To bank or to supplier, depends. Credit means to supplier. If it is cash sales means to bank. 1,12,000. Understood the purchase entry? Now tell me, what is the sales entry? Outward supplies. Suppose if it is credit, debtor account debit. If it is cash sales, then bank account debit. How much? 1 lakh? 18,000 full amount to sales. Now my question to you, how much you will consider as sales? 1 lakh 50 or 1 lakh 68,000? sorry, 1 lakh 68, na, this is 1 lakh 68, 1 lakh 50 you will consider as 1 lakh 68,000 you will consider, 1 lakh 50. So 1 lakh 50,000, then what is that 18,000 to GST payable. How much is the GST payable? 18,000. Now carefully listen. Here this 1 lakh 68,000 you will transfer to P&L and you will show as sales. Am I right? How much you will show as sales in your P&L? 1 lakh 50 only. Okay. If you show 1 lakh 50 as sales in your P&L, then on the debit side of your P&L, can you show 18,000 as GST liability? No. Okay. If you see income tax, GST is a deductible expenditure for tax purpose. Agreed? GST payable is a deductible expenditure for tax purpose. While doing PGBP, GST is a deductible expenditure, and that too it will come under that 43, I think, payment basis. Certain expenses are allowed on payment basis. In the taxes is only allowed on payment basis. Are you getting this? But sir, it is contradicting, sir. Why we will do the deduction of GST while doing the PGBP? It is because some people follow invoice model. Some people follow invoice model for recognizing the revenue. Okay, that is they recognize 1 lakh 68,000 as a revenue. Is it clear? Window dressing, yeah. Got it? How much they will recognize as sales? 1 lakh 68. When they recognize as sales 1 lakh 68, then the GST paid will be shown as a deductible expenditure for P&L. But I have observed many cases where they will not follow that. What they do is that this 1 lakh 50 only they will recognize, and this 18,000 they will show as a liability. You got it? It is a liability. If it is carried forward now, for example, March month we have to pay in April. So it will be shown as an outstanding GST liability for the finalization. Is it clear? So usually liability shows what balance? Credit balance. That's where to GST payable will be 18,000. So it is your current liability. Is it clear? Now you have to cancel your liability and you need to utilize your ITC. So what is the entry for utilization? GST payable account debit. GST payable account debit. How much is the GST payable account debit? 18,000. To ITC account, that will be 12,000, and to bank account, that will be how much? 6,000. So GST payable account debit 18,000, to ITC you have set off. So liability you cancelled, asset also you have utilized. So the remaining 6,000 you are paying out of your pocket. You understood this accounting treatment? Logic also understood. So first from customer I am collecting 18,000. Already whatever GST at the time of purchase I paid, I am recovering. So what is the balance amount? 6,000 I am paying. Got it? This is how the input tax credit system will work. Any doubt in this? Clear? I am not discussing too much provisions about input tax credit, but the basic structure you understood, na? Now, at the time of purchase, I paid some compensation cess. Can I take that compensation cess also as credit like GST? Yes. Provided, carefully listen, provided I have GST compensation cess is my liability. Means on my outward supply also I should have compensation cess, then only I can take credit on compensation cess on my inward supply. For example, I am a car dealer. I buy a car from the manufacturer. Will he charge me compensation cess? Again I sell car to you. Will I charge compensation cess to you? In my liability compensation cess is there. So whatever compensation cess I paid at the time of purchase, I can take as ITC. Is it clear? Next, second example. I am in the renting of motor vehicles. Carefully listen. I am in the renting of motor vehicles. When I am giving the motor vehicle on rent, will I levy compensation cess? No. No, there is no compensation cess on renting of motor vehicles. For your information, you don't know that, so I am telling you. There is no levy of GST compensation cess on renting of motor vehicles. Now I am buying the car. When I am into the renting, I will buy the car, na? I buy the car. Can I take ITC on the compensation cess paid at the time of purchase of the car? No. I cannot take. Why? Because in my outward supply there is no liability of compensation cess, so I cannot take ITC on the compensation cess. Is it clear? But can the compensation cess be taken as credit? Can the compensation cess be taken as credit? Yes, we can take it. But it should be utilized only for payment of compensation cess. See this. Input tax credit can be availed on GST paid on inward supplies of the above mentioned notified goods. However, the credit of GST cess paid can be utilized only for payment of GST cess liability. For explaining what is utilization, credit, etc., I gave you all the discussion. Okay. Next. So, is it applicable for all goods and services or only notified goods? Remember, compensation cess is not applicable for services. Okay, underline that. Notified goods, not applicable for services. We don't have compensation cess on services. There is no compensation cess on service sector, only on goods, notified goods. And if you are under composition scheme, what is composition scheme? Rather than paying tax at the regular rates, a person who is under the composition scheme will pay tax at the reduced rates. At intermediate itself, you would have studied composition scheme, and the rate will be like 1% or 5%, like that they will be paying. Usually the regular rate will be like 12%, 18% or 28%. Rather, the person under composition scheme will pay 1% or 5%, like that. And they are making some supplies. Are they also required to pay compensation cess? No. So, because the rate applicable to them itself is a reduced rate of 1%, 5%. Na? So, due to that reason, compensation cess is not applicable. So, highlight that point. Except composition taxpayers. Except composition taxpayers, everyone, if they are supplying notified goods, they should pay compensation cess. Is it clear? So, when compensation cess is not applicable, not notified goods, correct, not notified goods, services, person opting for composition scheme, otherwise compensation cess will be payable. Is it clear? So, how it works, etc., and the remaining aspects of this introduction, so that we will continue in our next class. Okay. So, because being first class, everything I should not tell, na? So slowly we will start. Huh? And few things I wanted to tell you. First, what you need to do is that you buy one sticky note book, okay, and that sticky notes, whatever like small points, if you are able to write it in the book itself, you write. If not, you paste a sticky note, simple informations and all, you write in the sticky note and paste it in the book. And then you buy one notebook, small notebook also, okay, like not necessarily like A4 size, A5 size notebook, a small notebook, and that notebook we will be writing some extra information. Like for example, I have given some questions wherein for that questions answers will not be there in the book. Okay, example you can see like this. Here I gave one question, okay, and this question I have not given the answer. So this answer we will be discussing in the class. Okay, so due to that reason, these answers and all you will be writing in your notebook. You got it? Sir, everything I have not given, sir. Few questions I have given answers like illustrations, but few questions you need to write. Then only you will learn. Na? If everything I have given, when will you learn how to write the answers, etc. and all? And due to that reason, I have not given answers for few questions that you will be writing in that notebook. And that notebook, you give a page number reference. So whenever you are having time, to that notebook you give a page number 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Whichever page of your notebook you have written the answer, that page number you write here. Okay, for example, it is somewhere in 10th page. You write like page number 10. Refer page number 10 of your notebook. So that when you are reading this book, this question answer is there in your notebook, page number 10. Got it? whatever extra information that you are writing in your notebook, that notebook page number reference you update in this book. Got it? So kindly maintain one dedicated notebook. A small notebook is also sufficient, 100-page notebook, and whatever extra information, charts, etc. that I am writing, that you write and you update that later, the page number reference. Okay. And next thing, so that is sufficient, and maybe highlighters and all, if you want, you buy that and keep any one highlighter, so that the important points, very important point we will highlight, and okay, we will underline. You understood? And so that some interaction will be there. Otherwise the class will be monotonous here. You will sit and you will look at me, and slowly your mind will travel to some other place, some other zone you will be going. Okay. So due to that reason, then next thing, to the extent possible, I will make the class lively, but at the same time I cannot speak only something else for the sake of making the class lively. That is not possible. So mix and match will be there. So when I am explaining too much concept and all, don't worry, I will go out and speak something and I will quickly come back. Okay. And not like 3 hours class, 1 hour I will take, and remaining 2 hours I will speak about my life journey, how it started, how it is going, etc. and all. No, don't worry about that. But here and there I will be going out for the sake of making you to be live in the class. Okay, for that reason. And the washroom for you, for boys, it is here in the floor, and for the girls the washroom is in the ground floor. Okay. And any kind of issue that you are having, please feel free to speak to our admin. They will provide you the required assistance. I gave them a standing instruction, like any kind of support you need, they will be able to provide to you. Okay. They will be so friendly only. So there is nothing like that called a bossy kind of things and all, like other coaching centers. This first of all not a coaching center. This is only one faculty. Okay. So therefore you don't worry, anything, any kind of issue that you are facing, you please speak to them, they will help you. And if at all you are unable to come to one class, but you want to attend online live also, you please speak to them, they will assist you. Okay. Don't feel for that, like definitely you will get all kinds of support. Prepare well and be successful. That's the only thing you are giving back to me. Okay. So I said like lot of things I am giving to you now. Now you know what is that I am expecting from you in return? 3 things. Number 1, regularly you should be attending the class. That is the first expectation from you for me. Okay. So therefore you have to attend the classes as much as you can regularly. You should be attending the classes regularly. Second, you should be attentive in the class. 2.5 hours only. Coming to the class is first challenge. Sitting in the class and not sleeping is another big challenge. So you should be attentive in the class. Of course, I will make you attentive, because when I am looking at you now, you will not sleep. Arey, he is looking at me, and if I sleep now, what if he scolds me? Definitely I will scold. Keep that fear with you. Okay. But online students, I don't know. If you are sleeping, boss, I really don't know, but please be attentive to the extent possible. Number 3, trust me. Okay. Trust is something which is very important. So you have to trust me in this journey. So when you are learning some things now, so you feel like whatever he is telling is wrong. So because you might have known some information, so there will be a mismatch. So when there is a mismatch, don't debate with me, don't quarrel with me, but speak to me. I will tell you why this view has been taken. Most of the cases, 99% of the cases, whatever assumptions that I tell in the class will be based on your exam, but the reality may be different. You understood? Reality is different, the practice is different, but certain assumptions we need to take for the purpose of exam. So those assumptions we will be learning, and whatever I am telling, trust me, definitely it will be correct only. And but it does not mean blindly you should trust me. Trust me. Whenever you have a doubt, you speak to me, I will tell you this is the reason, etc. and all, and you follow that. Okay. So these 3 expectations are only there for me from you, and if you are doing that, it is enough, you will definitely get the required result. And after attending this regular batch, sir, how many marks can I expect for my exams? I am attending this batch and I am following sincerely whatever you are telling me. How many marks can I expect? You might have this question. Easily 70 to 80 marks. That is the minimum I will guarantee you. I am guaranteeing you, okay? I am guaranteeing you. 70 to 80. If you are attending the classes properly, if you are attending to the classes, if you are doing whatever I am telling, definitely you will get 70 to 80 possible. Definitely it is possible. And there are many students who already got many marks, okay? So what they will do is that they will share their marks with me. So like not every student is sharing marks nowadays, I don't know what is their problem, but those who are all sharing now, I am putting their marks in my book itself, okay? At the last I have given, so it is a tribute for them. So see, last attempt, May 24 was the difficult paper in the ICAI history, you know that? May 24 IDT paper was the difficult paper in the entire history of ICAI. But in that paper also, our students got 77 marks, that was the highest mark, 77, 74, 74, 71, 70, like that. Those who are getting 60 and above, I am giving their names. But based on whatever they have shared with me, or in the sense like, not every student will be sharing with me, those who shared, every mark I have put here. This is for May 24 exam. Even before that attempt, like November 23, okay, November 23, November 24 actually it is, November 24 they are writing. So before that May 24 it was November 23, at that time also, see many students got. And before that attempt, November 22 and May 23, that also I have given, because I cannot give before that and all, too much it will be, then that itself will, I have to publish one book and all. So last 3-4 attempts I have given for you. So I want your name also to come in this. Your name will come here. Why it will not come? Definitely it will come. These are all the students who attended the regular batches and exam oriented batches and they got this. If you are attending this batch, I can guarantee you 70 to 80, and it is proven many students have got, okay. Some students have got more than 70 also, like 81. Last attempt, one student Vignesh, last to before attempt, like November 23, one student got 81 marks, okay. And these marks are really pushing them for even achieving the ranks also. So there are many students who got ranks as well. I have given that ranks also to you. And if you are getting that rank, I'll be so happy. I'll put your photo also in my book and I'll be really happy. You know, when any people, like any person is asking me what is your achievement, I'll show this is my achievement. This last few pages, the entire book is not my achievement. Entire book is not my achievement. This is only my achievement, okay. But again, it's not because of me. I am a teacher for them, so I am proud of them, okay. I will never take the credit because I have to take the responsibility also for the students who fail. So I am neutral. So if you are achieving, I will be feeling so proud that see I am taking the class to everyone same. But some people who are achieving means it is their hard work. I am so happy that I contributed for their hard work, okay. So I really wish that you all should get very good marks. I am not telling this on the last day of the class, I am telling this on the first day of the class. Because your preparation is proper, definitely you will be successful here, you will get marks here, okay. So as you join this, no further thoughts or doubts etc and all, prepare well, attend the classes regularly and follow whatever I am telling, definitely you will be successful, okay. And tomorrow class same timing, 6:15 to 8:45, Monday to Saturday it is 6:15 to 8:45, and on Sunday it will be morning 7:30 to 1:30. That is the class timings on Sundays. But don't worry, I will give you ample breaks. I will give you one breakfast break, and thereafter, like for every 1.5 hours, 2 hours, you will get one break. Okay, so that will be there. And next few days, the classes will not be there. For Diwali, 2 days we are not having classes. Okay, that is 30 and 31st. 31st is Diwali, no? So 30 and 31st, so 2 days we are not having class. Again, in November month, it is because of my personal reasons, I am not taking the class for some 6 days. 6 days to 7 days I am not taking, like 1 week. That dates also I will tell you. But apart from that, all days classes will be there and it will be going. Anyhow, by the time Christmas, New Year come and all, our batch will be over. So thereafter there is no festives, etc. and all, I presume, correct? All over, na? So this Diwali, thereafter not big festival and all. So that is for New Year only, Christmas, New Year only. Before that itself our batch will get over. Okay. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow. Take care. And the same batch will be useful for CMA also. If any of your friends are doing CMA, you can ask them to attend this. Even you please inform your friends also, if they are planning for Google Drive, push them for face to face. Okay. Thank you.